Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Clarity Social TV. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Crafts here in the UK, and this afternoon we're joined again by the lovely Jazz. Good afternoon, Jazz.
Good afternoon.
Lovely to have your company again.
Thank
it's
you.
becoming a regular thing now, isn't it?
I know.
Do you want to swap seats?
No, that's fine. You stay there.
But I mean, outside, it's not very nice outside, is it?
No.
It's a perfect opportunity to sort of pull up a chair, get comfortable and see what we've got for you this afternoon. Don't you reckon?
I think so.
So I can see we've got the lovely Grace in the room with you. So Grace all the way over in New York. Hopefully that should be my all clear that the sound is good. Sound is great. Thank you very much, Grace. So if you've got any questions, then Grace is there to help. And no doubt some of our lovely our design team will also be in the room as well. I can see we've got Shari over on YouTube. We've got Catherine over on Facebook. So there's several different ways to watch. You can either watch via our YouTube page, you can watch via our Clarity Crafts Facebook page, or alternatively, if you go to the claritycrafts.com website, then you can watch there as well.
Yeah.
So how easy is that?
I know.
As long as you've got an internet connection, you can watch on your phone. I mean, many of our friends at home, have you got it at home as well? Can you watch YouTube on your TV?
Yes.
Got a smart, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's quite clever, isn't it? So I know some of our friends watch on YouTube, but interact with the chat on Facebook.
Right, clever.
So yeah, multitasking.
Yeah.
Our friends are. So there we go. So Gracie's popped a link up to all the products we're going to be sharing with you today. So what have we got this afternoon, Jazz? We have a lovely collection, haven't we?
We have. So we've got the Floral Friends Round collection.
Groovy collection. Should we have a look at the screen on those? So if I go to the pack shot, and then you can bring up the details on the side. So there we go.
Okay.
And then so what we have here. So what have we got on the screen here, Jazz?
Here we go. So we have our Floral Friends Browns collection. It's an A6 square groovy plate, baby plate even sets. So your pricing of this one, the RRP is £39.44, but you will be saving £17.75. So that is a special price of £21.69. And if you are in the Diamond Club, that's only £18.44.
Wow.
For that entire collection.
That's
fantastic.
Beautiful. I mean, these are designed by our dear friend Mel Turner. Some of our friends may already be familiar with these. We do them in groovy, we've got them in stamps, stencils, dies. So there's a whole, often you can take a designer and you can take their line art. And as you know, Jazz, when you're working, you can do different things with it, can't you? So you know that it can work perfectly in a die, whether it'll work great in a stencil. And with Mel's work, Mel was a cartographer, so she used to draw maps.
Right.
Have you ever seen her pen?
I think so. You know, when I first started,
it's a cartographer's pen. It's magical, really, and it's got like a swivel on it, and the way that it just ebbs and flows and everything else. So it's a lovely collection from Mel, and for that price as well. And we'll have a look at them in a little bit more detail in a moment. But they're just small mini pieces. So all about the mini makes.
Yeah, of course.
And we've got some fantastic artwork to share with you. What's Gracie saying? Nice jumper. Oh, thank you. I thought it said something jumped. I thought,
oh no.
I'm going to get a little stand for this. So let's look at the pack shot. So you've got the 6 different designs there, and you've got that little space plate. So these are what we call baby plates, aren't they, Jazz?
Yes, the A6 square.
The A6 square. So they will fit in the starter kit because they will fit within the adapter plate. And many of our friends recently, you know, Barb did the craft along with the coaster.
Yes, the dragonfly.
Yes, the dragonfly, and the plates on those were A6. And Barb was showing off the Groovy Go starter kit.
Okay, yeah.
And the Groovy Go starter kit it houses the A6 plates, and so these baby plates will fit in there. And with that little spacer in there, it stops them sliding around.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so it's all about sort of the modular system and how it all works. So whether you've just recently become sort of like a groovy, I was going to say a groovy groupie. It's not really a
Groovy
groupie.
groovy.
groovy groupie. A groovy fan, and maybe you invested in the Groovy Go starter kit, then these plates will be perfect to work within the plate mate that comes in there.
Fantastic.
So how do we go about ordering then, Jazz? What do we need to do?
Okay, so if you want to order, you want to go to our website, which is www.claritycrafts.com.
Yeah.
Or give us a call. That'll be Sue, maybe myself after the show.
Yeah.
Or Pete, and that is, I have to look, 01732 868 215.
Super. And what do we do? So if we go on the website, we've got our show page, haven't we?
Yes.
So if you go onto the front of the Clarity website, there's a little turquoise button that says Clarity TV. If you click in there, what it does, it shows all of the current Clarity Social TV show details in there. So all the stuff that we're going to share with you today are all in that one place. Now, when we come to do our next show, because our next show will be on Friday, which is also mini makes related as well, isn't it?
Exciting.
What happens is that then gets pushed into the Catch Up and Craft section. So if you want to see what Barb got up to yesterday, you can click on the Catch Up and Craft section. In there, you'll find the video, you'll find a little button that says the products that were shared and used in there. So you can always go back. It's like a whole library, isn't it? You can go there. Alternatively, you just go straight to the front of the website. In the search bar at the top, you can just put that item code number, which is 41055. Or if you call the office and speak to lovely Jazz, she can't multitask. This is live. So if you ring up expecting to speak to Jazz, she's not going to answer. And then you just give them that number, and then they'll just put that in and create the order for you.
That's right.
So should we have a look at a little bit more detail at the individual plates?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Go on.
So right, let's go. So we've got this snazzy new camera. So I'm going to put this in the right position. So we'll swap over to the overhead. So you've got 6 different flowers, and you can see here you've got the lovely circular design, but it doesn't mean it has to stay in the circle, because as we know with Groovy, you can sort of pick and choose the elements.
Right, yeah.
So we've got 6 different flowers. We've got chamomile and friends. Then we have cornflower and friends. I've got a couple of favorites in this collection. That's one of them.
Yeah, I was about to say that's one of mine.
And then the next one is Daisy. So Daisy's got a little bit more open space, so perfect for practicing that technique that Barb was showing in the craft along.
Yeah.
These are sad. These are all in alphabetical order. Then we've got Marigold. Okay, I like the Marigold one as well. We'll have a look at that
lovely.
one. Then you have Periwinkle as well. Periwinkle and friends. And then finally, the 6th one in the collection is Primrose. So in addition to those 6 little baby plates, you also get your little spacer. This is really nice. I was looking at the artwork earlier and thinking, oh, that's not on there. Where did it come? And forgot it was a little spacer. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. So it's a really nice sort of sentiment as well, because obviously you don't have to put the word primrose in with Groovy. And we were talking about the plate mate from the Groovy Go starter kit. So let me just show you how that works. So I'm going to zoom out now with my magic button.
Oh, look at that. I haven't seen the camera in action yet in person. No.
Look, it's all remote control. So I don't have to reach up and stretch the above. So if we take the plate in there, so that fits in there, and then your little spacer plate fits in there to keep it nice and secure.
Perfect.
Now, if you've got the starter kit, within the starter kit, you get the adapter plate. So that fits around there, and then your plate mate sits around there. So it's all about being modular. Okay. So should we have a look at some artwork?
Let's go for it. Okay.
All right, let's move this out of the way.
So the first one I've got here is from Jane. Here we go.
Now, see what I mean about this little spacer plate?
Yes, look at that. Made into a wreath.
Yeah, so what Jane's done, she's taken it and she's used, is that a hexagon or an octagon?
How many sides?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's an
Octagon.
octagon. So that's your octagon. But look at the cutting. You know that cutting opportunity that Barb often talks about with the Richelieu lace and also that craft along as well.
It's fantastic.
And I think we've got some multi-needle tools around the edge there. I reckon that's a Pico V. Let's have a look. But oh no, it's a semi-square tool around the outside. So that's rather lovely.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay, next one's from Josie. Here.
Josie. Now this is where I looked at it and I thought, well, where's that go? So that is the center of one of the flowers.
Yeah.
You've got that little spacer plate. And then Josie's wrapped the sentiment around the outside of that circle.
Oh, beautiful.
See, so just because it's straight on there doesn't mean it has to stay straight either.
Okay, this one is from Carol.
Carol Pankstello. So again, see how useful this little spacer is.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's some lovely Pico cutting. Designer paper in the background and nested heart groovy plate.
Lovely. Okay, here got Chris Walker here.
So now what Chris has done on this one, she's used 5 of the 6 different designs to create this lovely. So you can go large, you can go small, a little bit of white work on this one, some colouring in. Very achievable.
Yes.
If you're starting out, this is very achievable. This morning in Groovy Tuesday, we completed our coaster.
I know.
Did you see that?
I did. Lovely.
So look, so this was the coaster we completed this morning. So these will fit perfectly within the coasters as well.
Oh yeah, very nice.
So lovely little mini makes.
Okay, this one is from Sheila Now Gray.
Sheila Now Gray.
Yeah.
So Sheila's taken the same principle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's created this lovely design around the outside. But isn't it a real lovely meadow and medley of flowers?
It's one big flower, isn't it, when you look at it?
Oh, of course, yeah. So she's taken the designs as petals.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Some white work, colouring.
Okay, another one from Josie. Now this is, wow.
Okay.
Look at that Pico cutting.
Right, so this is we used to stock black parchment.
Right, okay.
But when we ran out, it became discontinued. But if you love the effect of this, the darkness, then you may be interested in our 2-tone parchment. There's a lovely dark midnight blue it's called.
Oh yeah, very nice.
And that, but I mean, right, I'm going to zoom in now. Hang on. I was just about to reach up to the camera. So let me come in here. Look at that. So she's infilled the pattern. That's using a multi-needle tool to scratch them. Tiny little dots. You know, we've been using the grids to do that. Pico cutting. Look, when I press it down, you can see the orange coming through.
Oh yeah, you can.
The attention to detail is amazing.
Incredible.
Okay.
Okay, here is Karen Jackson.
Now I like this one as well. So what Karen's done, created a grid frame around the outside using the basic grids, and then use it perforated in those corners, and then fussy cut or Pico cut all of that. And that really is, if you did that craft along with Barb with those dragonflies, you'd definitely be able to do this.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't
absolutely.
You? Yeah.
All right, here we go. Another one from Karen.
So this is from Karen Jackson. Now I recognise those butterflies, those little dragonflies. Oh, they've got to be a Tina, haven't they?
They look like a Tina.
They look like a Tina Cox design. So the flower in the middle, and then more lovely grid work around the outside. Design of paper in the background.
All right, here's another one from Sheila.
All right, now look. I keep saying, look at this is beautiful. All the artwork from the design team, and this lattice work around the outside. Let me come in close to the center of that one. Look at that.
Wow.
And that's like a faux gem. That's all completely, you know, that technique that Barb shows how you can create the faux gem.
Oh yeah.
Just by adding some white and some colour.
Amazing. It looks so 3D, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Because at first I
wow.
thought it was one of our jeweled brads that we used to do, the Pergamano jeweled brads. So that's,
lovely.
but again, keep it small. Ignore it. I know it's horrible to say, ignore the outside. That is achievable.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Okay, here another one from Jane Telford.
This is nice.
This is
Unusual
lovely.
colour for Jane, orange. So Jane's created a little tag, and then look, and then you've got that pen. So you've got that translucency behind it. But that could be separate. It could be a gift tag for a present, couldn't it?
Yeah, it
If I
could
just
be.
lift that up, you can see. So it's created a background by using the various different flowers.
Okay. Oh, no name this one.
No name on this. I'll say it's mine. No, it's not. It's not mine. This has got to be, I reckon. Is it on the inside? Let's have a look. No, nothing.
No.
I reckon this could be a Glynis or a Joseph. It could be anyone, couldn't it?
Could be.
On the design team. But this is nice, that the frame within a frame to create the effect of the circular ones sitting on top.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of white work on there just to bring out the petals and the leaves.
Lovely.
That's using the marigold.
All right, so this one is Glynis here.
So that's now become sort of like the focal point of this one. Some multi-needle tools around the outside there. And I can't think what this one's called, just written it on the back. Willowy Reef. That's a nice one. I can't think what that one went with. We often used to do them in pairs.
Okay.
And the willowy Reef was a really nice one because you could just put a sentiment in there.
Yeah, they go so well
so
together.
maybe if you like that design there, just put Willowy Reef in the search, or I'm sure Gracie will pop a link up for you.
Okay, here we've got Linda Page.
See, look.
Oh, wow.
When you look at this, so you've got your design there, and then this would be done using the basic grids.
Okay.
So the basic grids we've been showing with our friends at home, and then just creating your patterns and then pico cutting in to create that lattice effect.
Gorgeous.
That's the cornflower. It's lovely.
Right, here we go. Another one from Linda.
Ah, this one's interesting. So what Linda's done, she's taken the central design, but look at the outside. She's taken one flower to create these corners.
Oh, and
then the reef.
How cool.
See, that would just be nice just on its own, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
as well.
wouldn't it just?
And when you combine it with the one above, really lovely. Got a few more to share with you.
Okay. Oh, can't pick it up. Another one by Linda. Wow, Linda obviously liked these.
This is, look at the white work on these pens. And it's very, I'm going to come in. Very delicate. There we go. Look, the white work really is achievable.
Yeah.
A little bit of colour and some colour in the background. That will be, the scallop is using our nested scallop, circle scallop, and then pico cut around the outside. There we go. Okay.
This one's from Carol. I've just realised, holding it up, that butterfly.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
It's not attached.
It flaps.
That's a cool idea. I haven't seen that before.
A little bit of acetate there.
Oh,
just to create the movement. But I love the colouring on this one.
I know. Well, the design teams use so many different colours and they all just are so beautiful.
They do, and it changes the look of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like this little dotty pattern on it. I wonder whether she's done that freestyle. I reckon she's done that freestyle. I wonder if I do that, look, you can see how that butterfly is flying. I won't pick up on that camera because I've got my phone in the way.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, Glynis. Look at that. That's very different.
Wow, a lovely bouquet of flowers. So taking the individual ones, all been pico cut. And that one, that basket, oh, what's that one from? The basket is from the Floral Bouquet 40579. And it's a little basket. It has a handle. You can just about see the handle.
Yeah.
And then she's filled it. Look, that little corner one again.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's the frilly square to create the frame.
Lovely.
Really nice.
All right. We've got another Jane. Here we go.
So now, which way does this go?
Oh.
Does it go that way? I quite like it that way.
I like
I suppose,
that.
yeah, with the flowers. So just taking the circle, and I mean, look at that.
I
Pico
know.
cutting. And just a little bit of white work on the tips of those petals.
Gorgeous. Now this one, Louise.
Oh,
There we
Louise.
go.
Louise will be joining us
I
very
know.
soon.
Exciting.
Look at that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit now. Let's see if I get the bottom right. I'm going to do it manually on this one. So it's a real garden, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it just?
So you can't see any circles.
No.
She's just taken the plates, taken the flowers from the plates, and then just created this meadow. Some dorsing in the background, using the Dorso crayons. That is really beautiful.
Isn't
Multi-needle tools. Let me come in on these multi-needle tools. There we go. Look at those.
Yeah,
Around there.
lovely.
Wow. Oops, oh, that's been bent over. Didn't see that.
Oh, fixable.
There we go. Yeah. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
The attention to detail from the whole design team really is. And when you can see the different things that you can do with this little set of plates. So as we said earlier, if you are new to Groovy, maybe you just did recently buy the Groovy Go.
Yeah.
Then obviously this would be a perfect addition to that because it's a small bite-sized pieces. If you want to do the coasters, we have the coasters on the website as well, to protect it, give it as a gift.
Yeah.
Okay, so what should we have a look at? I reckon we're going to do some little bits and pieces. I'm going to give you all this beautiful artwork back. There we go. Thank you. I'm going to have a slurp of my coffee. I'll try not to slurp it. Right, okay. So when I was looking at the artwork, I pulled a couple of pieces out because I wanted to concentrate on a few little tips and tricks.
Yes, okay.
Because we know with Groovy, you need like several hours, like a craft along, to be able to go from start to finish.
Cool.
So this piece of artwork here, let's bring this one in. Karen Jackson. Okay. So Karen has created this. So this is using just one of those flowers. It's using the marigold. It's using that spacer to frame around the outside, and then some lovely grid work around there. Can you see the color variation on this parchment?
Yes.
If I take, see if I can slide that in. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this bit. See, look, white works wonderfully. You've got this lovely automatic color to it.
Yeah.
So this is using our designer parchment.
Okay. Wow.
To create the outer frame, which currently is in the bog off.
The bog
Buy
off.
one, get one free. Okay. So what I thought I would do, I'd have a look at this particular flower, and I thought I'd use some of our coloured parchment. Okay. Now, when you look at that, this is the lovely olive green colour. Okay. And the magic of our coloured parchment, it's got two sides to it.
Okay.
Okay. The shiny side that you can see here, see how you've got that lovely shimmer, is where the colour has been applied.
Right.
And then the reverse is more of a matte finish.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're working with it, because we're working back to front with the Groovy system, you need to have the shiny side facing you.
Okay.
Okay. If you want that crisp white line.
Yes, got you.
However, the coloured parchment is also a lovely way of creating sort of like a muted background.
Yeah.
So, for example, this piece of artwork that Karen has created, if we'd gone for, say, one of the coloured parchments, okay, but I didn't want the whiteness and I wanted a softer colour tone, then I would have the shiny side face down.
Yeah.
So what happens is you get a variant on the colour.
Okay.
So it's not white, so it's definitely in the background.
Yes.
Okay. I'll try and explain that because Jazz is looking at me. Okay. What is he going on about? So if Jazz doesn't know what I'm going on about, maybe some of our friends at home doesn't know what I'm going on about. So I'm going to take, let's pop this to one side. I've got my scrap of parchment that I've been practicing on. Okay. And I'm going to take my plate mate from the starter kit. So there we go. So we've got the plate mate there. Then I need my little adapter plate to go in there. And I'm going to go for the marigold. Okay. So the words are backwards and so is the image, but I'm reading the word groovy.
Right.
Okay. So if I've got the shiny side facing me, I still wipe with my tumble dry sheet. Let me just come in close now. I want to just show you two things. So marigold is there, shiny side up. If I wipe with my tumble dry sheet, I'm just going to take my number 1 tool and I'm going to trace out the word marigold. Okay, nice and easy. If you jump out of the groove, nothing is going to happen. Okay, just like so. So you just enjoy the process like that. So now when I turn this over, I've got marigold nice and crisp and white.
Yes.
Okay, which you would traditionally associate with your parchment, that crisp white line.
Yes.
Okay. However, say there was a piece of artwork, I don't know if you can find it, Jazz, where the words were around the outside frame.
Oh, I know the one.
Yeah. It was sort of really nice. There we go. That one from Josie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's
yeah.
the one.
So what Josie's done on this one, you can see she's infilled this frame with all the different flowers. Okay. But say, for example, I'm using, say, the green or a blue or a red or a pink or whatever color parchment, and I want the focus to be on this, but I want this to be in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what you do is you have the dull side of your parchment facing you. Okay. And then we still wipe our parchment. We trace out in the same way. So now you can see it's white on this side. Okay, just like so.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Immediately white.
So yeah, because this is the side that doesn't have any colour applied to it. So then we trace this out like so. So now when I turn this over, can you see how I get?
Oh, right.
So it's not, look, if I put the white under it, see on the white, you can just about see it. So it's very subtle,
yes,
depending on what you put behind it. If I put another layer of, say, the same colour, can you see?
Yeah, so it's a more, it's definitely held that tone of the green, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you did it on the pink, you just get a variant of the shade of the pink. But sometimes it's quite nice if you wanted to put a background, but not take away from the focus of the main image.
Yeah.
So you know, like Yessie Barb was, where she was using those lovely grunge stamps, and it was first generation, second generation.
Yes.
To me, this would be sort of like the third generation of ink, but on parchment.
Yeah.
So it pushes the background into the background. Because there's no rules to say that it has to be crisp white line.
No.
However, that's where it really jumps out at you, doesn't it?
Yes. True.
Okay. So what we're going to do, I sort of digressed a little bit there. What I want to do now is I'm going to take my, let's come back on the overhead. We'll come back out to that camera. So just to trace out, I've taken, this is the lovely olive green. It comes with primrose, primrose yellow and olive green. It's like a two-tone pack. Okay. And it's part of the bog off. So you get 5 sheets of each in that collection. If you pop one of those into your basket, you'll get 2 packs of it.
Fantastic.
Okay. So all of that is on the show page as well. And also across the top, there is a section that says bog off parchment. Bog off parchment. Bog off. Okay. My groovy tabs to hold it in place. My tumble dry sheet just to wipe. And just to keep things nice and simple, I'm just going to take my number 1 tool and I'm just going to trace.
So we've got
design.
the shiny side up.
Shiny side up.
Okay.
And you can tell that instantly, can't you? Because it's not bright white compared to when I was tracing this one out. Now, on some of the lighter shades, you may find it a little bit difficult to work out what is the shiny side. So all you need to do is just mark the corner of your parchment on one side, and then if it's white facing you, you know you've got it the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, what I can do now is I could just isolate this one marigold, for example. Okay, just like so. Follow those grooves. And it doesn't take long to do. But you're probably thinking, I can hear you, Jazz, I can hear you saying, but marigolds aren't green, aren't you, Jazz?
Maybe.
And so you're going to look at me and you think, well, it's lovely, you've got that crisp white line art, but marigolds are orange and yellow.
Yeah.
Not green.
Right.
Right?
What are we going to do?
Poor Jazz. I can see she's going there thinking, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so the magic of our coloured parchment and our designer parchment is that we can remove the colour.
Ah, okay.
Ah, pennies drop now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we do that? So we have our colouring accessories kit. Okay, we've got that on the show. And basically, it's a real sort of, we call it the colouring essentials kit. Within that collection, you've got a double-ended eraser pencil, which many of you use while you're in the shack with Barb. You've got your Dorso oil, your spot-on sponges, your mix mats, and you get some blending nibs as well. And I will pass over to lovely Jazz to give you that information.
Okay, so your item number for that one is 70431. So the colouring essentials kit, the RRP is £20.97, but you will be saving £3, so that is a special price of £17.97.
Super duper.
Okay, and I know you lucky club, especially the diamond members, £15.27.
Wow, that's really, really good, isn't it?
I know.
So really the key for that, we call it a colouring essentials because you'll use the mix mats when you're working with the Perga colour pens, the Dorso crayons and the Perga liner pencils. Dorso oil for blending and obviously the spot on sponges to apply the oil to. You get more nibs in there as well. So if you've got the blending pen, you definitely need more than one blending.
Oh yeah.
I think that for parchment, the blending pen is like the new stamp pens for stampers.
Yeah.
You definitely need more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's have a look. So you can see here, I've traced out, but I want to colour this orange.
Okay.
Okay. So if I take, for example, my Perga colour pens. So these are a water-based ink. They're double-ended. You get 30 lovely colours in the tin. Okay. So I'm going to go really bright and vibrant for my marigolds. I'm going to just take a couple of colours. Okay. So if I turn this over and work on the back, because that's where I would apply my colour.
Yeah.
If I'm going to come over here, if I take this lovely vibrant orange and I cut, imagine this was my flower. I've coloured it in orange. Doesn't look orange, does it? It sort of looks orange. When I turn it over, I've got like a muted orange.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the orange that's come out of the pen.
No.
Okay. So in order to get the true colour, what we do is we take our eraser pencil. Now, I was using mine earlier, so I just need to give it a sharpen. We relegate one of these once they start to go, one of these to the eraser pencil. Okay. So the white end of the double-ended eraser is like an ink eraser, and it will remove the colour quickly.
Right, okay.
Not that when I say quickly, it removes it more consistently than the pink end does.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show you. So all I'm going to do now, if I come in a little bit. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm removing the color of the parchment. Okay, so you can see, and when it does, it creates a little bit of dust. Don't blow it or wipe it with your hand. Just take a brush and just dust it away. It's a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see now all I'm doing, so where I want to reintroduce color, then the eraser pencil will allow me to do that. So it doesn't matter what color parchment you've gone for, whether you've gone for the two-toned, whether you've gone for the designer, you can do this. Now, if I go to the pink end, which is a softer end, I can remove the color, but maybe I just want to take a gradual part. I don't want to take it all the way back to clear parchment. So for example, if I wanted to create some shading or something on a leaf, then I could do that. Okay. So now if I jump to one where I have completely removed the color from those flowers, so looking on the back, if I introduce a white piece of paper underneath, you can see now how I've taken that color away.
Oh yeah,
okay.
completely gone.
Really easy to do. And it's all about the white end of the eraser pencil.
Yes. Okay.
So now, if I take that orange pen and turn over, I can take my pen. I'm going to go for they're double-ended. You've got the thick nib, and then you have a thin nib. Okay, so for a larger area, what I'm going to do, parchment doesn't like moisture. Okay, so although these are water-based, they're wet,
yes,
as opposed to a pencil. If you go on, not hard, but if you go on and you really flood it and you keep going over in the same area, what can happen is that the parchment can start to fluff up.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot like on paper too.
Yes.
That can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to I call it tickling the parchment.
Okay.
So very, very lightly, just in a circular motion, you can just about hear the pen touching the parchment. Okay, and once this is dry, I mean it's not wet, but once it has sort of soaked into your parchment, say leave it half an hour or so, then you can go back in and intensify that color as well.
Yeah. Okay.
If you don't let it dry, all you're going to do is keep moistening that parchment.
Yeah.
So now when I turn this over, you can see it's orange.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to the orange there.
Yes, so much brighter, isn't it?
And you can use your pens, you can use your pencils, you can use your Dorso crayons. But what it's doing, it means that when you look at a coloured parchment, don't think, but what's the point of that? I can use it for frames or matting and layering. You can't. It has so many lovely uses. Barb often stamps onto the parchment, removes the colour, adds a little bit of white work to it as well. So all I'm doing now is just going round and just my marigold is now orange, like so. Okay, need to be careful I stay within the outline of my flower head with the pen.
So with a pen, you can't rub that off, can you?
You can't remove this, no, not with the pens. If I was using pencils, I'd be able to remove it, but I'd still have to stay within the thing, otherwise the eraser is going to take the colour off the coloured parchment.
Right, okay.
Yeah? So just a little bit more sort of carefulness when you're using coloured parchment or designer parchment on there. So I can go all over that white line. And then when I turn that over, I've now got that lovely bright orange.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay. So when it comes to the leaves, for example, I know my leaves are going to be green.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that I necessarily have to remove the colour
Mm-hmm.
unless I wanted to go really bright green.
Okay,
Okay.
got you.
So what I can do is I can take, like in the Permacolor pens, so for example, they're all numbered. This is a number 18, or we could go for a number 17. So let's go for a 17. And what I can do now is go on top of the green, like so. So don't think that you've got to remove all of the colour to reintroduce it. Okay, so now if I turn this over, you'll see I've now got a different shade of green as opposed to, I remember that orange. So there's the green there. So you can see it's just a more toned down version.
Right.
And depending on the colour of the parchment you're using will define the shade. So it's often a good thing to do is to have a scrap piece of parchment just to test your colours on.
Yes, makes sense.
Do I need to take the colour out? Do I need to put it back? Like, can I go over the top? So you can see here, this was using this one, and it's a lot more subtle in the colour.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was just one thing I wanted to show for you. So should we have a look at some of these colours
the
bog off?
Bog off.
The bog off.
I love that, bog off.
Okay. Right, let me come back on the overhead for a minute. Ooh, take the glasses off. Okay. Right, I'm going to put those pens on there. Right. So
Where
I'm going
should
to go.
we start?
Where should we start? Should we start with our essentials, which will be the clear parchment?
Okay.
Most of our friends at home tend to go with the clear parchment when they're first starting out. So we've got our A4 parchment, which is item number 40024, and that is 20 sheets of A4, bog off.
Bog off.
So all you need to do, item number, pop it in your basket, and we will automatically send you 2.
Okay.
If you order 2 of these, we'll send you 4.
Yeah.
If you order 3 of these, we'll send you 6, just like that.
Perfect.
If you want to start small with your A5, the item number for that is 40020. Okay, so that's your essentials. Definitely worth sort of stocking up on that if you're getting into it. Okay, next we start to go into the colours. Okay, so let me just show you here. So this is the two-tone. This is the willow green and meadow green. Okay, so you get 5 of the willow and 5 of the meadow. And when I turn that over, you can see the different shades. Now, because these have all been packed together, let me show you. If this had a piece of white paper behind it, let me find it in my folder. Okay, so you can really see the difference. Okay, so this is the same. Because there's 5 layers of it, it intensifies the colour.
Yes, okay.
But this is the willow green. Okay, and then this is the meadow green. Okay, so on the screen at home, obviously when you're looking at it on the website, this is the colour you're seeing, and not the colour that we're showing you in the pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can create that colour if you layer up.
Of course you can.
Yeah,
there we go. See,
nice.
Jazz knows what she's on about. There we go. So you can see that. So that is your lovely willow and meadow. There's lots of lovely greens in this collection.
Yeah.
Now this is one of my favourites. This is the midnight blue and sky blue. So this midnight blue, this is the one that is almost black.
Right. Okay.
So if you put black card behind it, it is virtually as close to black as you will get.
Okay.
With the exception of black parchment. So the item number for that one is 40775. And okay, we want to go nice and soft and pastel. This is our soft tone. So this is your baby pink. 10 sheets of baby pink, 40403. Okay.
Here we go.
Another of my favourites.
Oh, I like
peach
this one.
and nutmeg. So look at that. You've got that lovely, deep, rich colour. 40772.
Okay.
Then another green. So primrose yellow. So let me show you the primrose yellow. Let me just grab. So that is your primrose yellow. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can see the
You can
difference.
see the difference. If I pop that on top, it's because there's multiple pieces, 5 pieces under there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your, and that olive green I was using, this one here, there it is there. So it looks a lot darker in the packaging.
Okay.
Okay. Then some more greens, pear green and apple green. Lovely, fresh and zesty.
Oh, this one's nice.
Yeah, I like this one
Yeah.
as well. Petrol blue and smoky blue, 40774.
There you go, a bit more purple.
This one's
time.
always popular, this one. This is the periwinkle blue and the very violet, 40777. Now, I will say that once this coloured parchment has gone, it has gone.
Okay.
And on some of the colours, I know, especially on some of the earlier stuff, the soft tones, like the ivory, the light ivory, they are quite low in stock on those. Then this is a nice one, the pine needles and the sage green. That sage green is really, I think I've got a piece here. Did I? No, I haven't. It was a different one. I was looking at this, I thought I really like that sage green colour. So 40777.
Okay.
Then this is the lighter colours, the original soft tones. So we've got the light ivory, 40400. Then you've got your ivory. So you've got ivory, and then you've got your light ivory.
Okay.
So perfect for layering up, to getting the contrast. If you've got any of Linda Williams, It's a Wrap collection, for those envelopes,
perfect.
really lovely.
Quite sophisticated colours, aren't they?
Yes. Then we have our light rose, 40402. And then we've got the rose. It's sort of like so if you're going for, if you like pinks, I know lovely Jane does. These are probably a little bit soft for Jane Telford. But you've got, let me bring that baby pink back in. Okay, just so you can sort of see the difference. So you've got your baby pink, you've got your light rose, and then you've got your rose. So it's a real nice sort of selection of pinks in that collection.
Very
there.
nice.
Okay. Then I know this is Jane and Josie's favourite, and it's one of mine as well. Orange squash and lime twist. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Let me show you it in the book, because it really is, as it says on the package. Let me just find it. So this is your orange squash.
Yeah.
And then this, if I turn it over, is my lime twist.
Lovely.
Really lovely and zesty.
Okay.
Another popular one with our friends at home, dusky pink and rich plum. So lovely, you can see there that darkness.
Plum's lovely, yeah.
One of Barb's favourite colours.
Ah, teal, the teal, yeah.
Teal. So you've got teal and light teal, 5 of each of those, 41043. So now we're coming sort of light and dark. So you've got pink, light pink and dark pink, 41406.
Okay, and last one.
And then finally another green, light green and dark green, 41402. So you've got all of these. You've got all your these are what we call our two tones and our soft tones. All of the rainbow parchment is also bog off as well. All of the designer parchment is bog off. And also the Pergamano parchment poppets as well. You know, the pre-printed thing. They're also bog off, and together with, it sounds really horrible saying bog off, but many of our friends at home hopefully know what that means. I'm not being rude. When you say bog off to someone. And also, you know, Linda's country scenes, the pre-printed parchment, they're also buy one, get one free as well. So if you're looking to stock up on your parchment, now would be perfect opportunity to do that. Okay, so I can hear some of our friends that I can't hear. Can you still do white work on coloured parchment?
Right.
That's what you want to know, isn't it?
It is. I want to know.
You want to know? Of course you can. There's no difference between coloured parchment and clear parchment apart from the colour.
Yes.
So whatever you can do on clear parchment, you can do on coloured parchment. Okay. So what I wanted to share with you, I'll give you that one as well. Okay. What I wanted to share with you was this piece of artwork here. Let me have a look. This is from the lovely Glynis. Okay, so let's zoom in on here. So Glynis has done this on clear parchment. Okay, she's introduced the colour using pencils or Dorso crayons. But let me come in and focus on this area here. And it was something that Barb picked up on the other week with the icon, the Ricky Lou plates from Linda Williams. Okay, this shadow embossing. See how you can create the light and the dark.
Yeah, wow.
Now, I've always struggled with that, okay, until we reintroduced the shader tools.
Ah, the shader tools, okay.
So we've got the shader tools on the show, and let me just show you the difference between what we've got here. So traditionally, we've got our Pergamino ball tools. So this is the 3, the 4.5, and the 6mm. Okay, so we've also got those on, but for me, the key thing are the shader tools. Okay, 3 different sizes. The 0.8 is one that we reintroduced since we owned Pergamino.
Okay, yeah.
It had been discontinued by the previous owners, and so when we took over, we only had the 1 and the 1.2.
Yeah.
Now that Mr. Dave has brought the production back to the UK, we were able to go again with the 0.8.
Fantastic.
Okay, so for me, this is where I can now do this type of shadow embossing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in order to do that, my best friend when it comes to white work is the pink matte. Okay, black matte, while you're getting used to things, it doesn't, hang on. I don't know what I put my hand there because it's not going to go blurry. It's not going to go blurry. So this is the Pergamino embossing matte excellent, which I'm sure Jazz will put the details up on the screen.
Of course.
And let me grab this. Okay, so we'll go back onto the overhead. So this is that lovely, this was the olive, no, the primrose yellow.
Yes.
Okay, obviously it's on the pink matte, so it doesn't, but if I come in here, I mean, I can come in closer, but can you see here how we're starting to get the effect of the shadow embossing?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And by shadow embossing, what I mean by that is when you look at what Glynis has done here, you're creating that light and dark area to put natural veins within a flower, a petal, or a leaf. Okay. Now, the reason I struggled when doing this, because with the ball tool, when you're working on the back, I always got carried away and I didn't know where to stop until I'd gone too far.
Right.
So therefore, I filled in those light areas or the dark areas on there. With the shader tools, I can see through them. Something as simple as that, for me, can make a difference. Okay. So for example, if I go for, let's go for the medium one. And what we're going to do for, I know that I want to create the area there within the middle. So if I start here, and I'm just going to flick away to start with. So it's like striking a match. Okay. And I'm just flicking away.
How much pressure would you say you're using?
To start off, it's something, this is where, in a way, there's no safety net.
Yeah.
For me, the safety net is the pink matte.
Yes, got you.
If you go on, I mean, definitely practice. If it's the first time of doing it, practice on a scrap of parchment. I can still go through the parchment. Look, if I go on really, that's, you want it white, but you don't want it like that.
No, okay. Of course
And
not.
I have gone through the parchment.
Yeah.
And it's all buckled and see, look, I can rip it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where you have to learn what sort of pressure to apply.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just very gently flicking. But now because I can see through, I can turn this round and I can now sort of come towards me. Okay. So you can see how we're starting to create that dark but light area in the middle. So you've got the different size shader tools. So depending on the area in which you're working. Now this has one layer of white work on there. So you can see how it's sort of starting to come together. Now, when I traced out, can you see the difference in the brightness of the line art?
Oh, yeah.
When I traced this out, I traced it out of the number 1. And then this area, because I knew I wanted to do white work, I went with the number 2 tool.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to do anything on this one, but I should have gone in with the number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not so bright. Is that so the white work kind of
So
blends
you get more
in?
of a contrast. Yes.
Got you.
So it sort of fades away into it.
Okay.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back onto this one here that I've done, like so. But I'm not worried about going into that line in the middle. Okay, because I can see it.
Yeah.
If I was using a ball tool, for me personally, you can see how it's covered up that line.
Yeah, it's tricky to
Just
see.
With experience and time, you can use the ball tools.
Of course.
But for me, I always struggled because I'd get carried away. And before I knew it, I'd got rid of that black line or the dark area. So I was really chuffed when we brought back the shader tools, because now all of a sudden it allows me to create that effect of the shadow embossing. You see? Yeah, you can see that, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
And depending on the area in which I'm working, do I flick away? Do I flick towards? When I'm holding the tool, it's like a paper clip, basically. Okay, so if I show you on that one, it's like a paper clip. And what I'm doing is I'm holding it with the curve pointing up. Some people, just like the Pico scissors, some people prefer to have the curve coming down.
Yeah.
Some people prefer to have it up. So it's what you feel comfortable doing. I find it's easier in certain areas with the curve coming up.
Okay.
Okay. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in with the smaller one, like so. But can you see the difference, how it's starting to, and I can close in on that line if I feel it's a little bit too wide. So now when we turn it over, you can see how it's starting. So again, you can do it on your leaves. I mean, I just kept it simple with a line down the middle. So for that one, I'd probably go with the medium-sized tool. And what I'm gonna go this way.
So having those 3 sizes is great for the different areas that you're going to work on.
Absolutely, just like there is with the ball tools, for the same type of thing, because the larger the area, the bigger the tool you want to use.
Yeah.
So for example, if I take, let me just show you. So if I take the larger one and I do that, okay, you can see I've got larger sort of surface area. Then if I go for this one, see how it's narrower?
Yeah.
And then the finest one is like that. Okay, so if I was using the smaller one in a larger area, it's possible that it would be a little bit difficult to blend in. See, there's like, I've got like a gap.
Yeah.
Okay. And for me, it's exactly the same when you're working with the ball tools. So for example, this is the number 6. This is the 4.5. And then this is the 3. And then, for example, if I go to our groovy tools, so this is the number 4 in the groovy tool, number 3, then we go number 2, and number 1. Okay, so you imagine trying to use, starting off, the wooden tools are great to get you started.
Yeah. But
then as you get more confident, then this is where you would potentially go for your ball tools or your shader tools. As I said, I can only speak from experience, but for me, I get a better result with this type of shadow embossing with the shader tools.
Yes. Okay.
So it's all about, I always dreaded having to try and demonstrate that with the ball tools.
Okay.
If I want to get coverage of a whole leaf, then yeah, the ball tools are great for doing that. If I want, I'm going on really heavy so we can see at home. Okay, so I can get that complete coverage with the ball tools. See, just like so.
Yeah.
But if I want this type of effect that you often see, just like we can see here on this piece of artwork from Glynis, doesn't that flower look more natural?
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
You've got the light and the dark area on it.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm just looking. So she would have used the number 2 tool.
Potentially,
to get those
yeah.
lines
I mean,
as well.
Glynis is just like a lot of our design team. They're multitaskers.
Yeah.
They're sort of trad parchers. So I'm guessing, I'm sure Glynis will correct us in the chat if she's watching. I'm guessing Glynis would have used the ball tools.
Okay.
I know for a fact if it was Linda Williams, she would use the ball tools.
Right. Okay.
But as I say, it's all about having choices, and it always put me off trying to create this effect because I couldn't get it to work.
Right. So if you're starting off, would you recommend the shader tools?
Personally, I would, yeah. And I'm not just sort of saying that. I can only speak from experience. And probably one of the reasons I couldn't get it to work with the ball tools was because I'm impatient. And I got carried away.
Yeah.
And it's getting that balance. And you know, like when you do something and it doesn't go how you expect it to go.
Yes.
And then it puts you off from trying it again. So I always steered clear of that type of technique.
Yeah, got you.
Because I didn't feel confident getting the results when you look at the artwork from the design team. So I would do full white work. I would do just like tips of the flowers and the petals in certain areas, but I would never try and recreate that shadow embossing effect.
Right.
Until shader tools come back. And I couldn't use the shader tools because we'd run out of the shader tools. Okay. So I'm so glad. I mean, we got them back in early last year, and I know they've proven really popular. So it's definitely, if you're looking to, maybe you're happy with your white work using the ball tools, but you want to have a go at that shadow effect. For me personally, that makes a difference to me.
Okay, so, lovely.
I can't believe that hour's gone already, Jazz.
I know. Time flies.
It sure does when you're in the groove. So thank you for joining us again for this hour. Thank you to Gracie and everyone else in the chat room. They're keeping you company, and obviously the lovely Jazz. So where are we now? We're Tuesday. So Barbara will be back in the shack on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, continuing the colouring of the Floral Alphabet poster.
Okay.
And then on Friday, it's our first of monthly mini make shows with some lovely stamps.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
big
really,
time.
really beautiful. So don't forget, if you came in halfway, then you can always go back and watch via our YouTube page and also our Facebook page as well. So I'm going to clear up, I'm going to have a coffee, have a lie down. And I will see you all on Friday at 10 and 2 with Barb. Oh, you got the mouse.
Oh, I have.
I was going, ooh, where's it gone? Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.